Dicky donk.
It was crazy, but not quite as crazy as Believe It Entertainment's Crit Confirmed. I'm Guy on Couch, and we are very unprepared for this. Why didn't we get a countdown?
Because I wanted that live.
We're live, everybody!
Oh, man.
I will be running the game as always, and with us today are, once again,
True Alchemist.
Fucking Ryan.
Jesus, dude.
It's always,
What was that?
always a nice long pause.
Yeah.
Pronate.
Did you fall into a coma?
Oh,
Like,
that is a record. Sorry.
Just a little.
Christ.
Just a little bizzle.
Just a little.
Alright, so yeah, a lot happened last session. We got a new member of the party. We unceremoniously sent another member of the party home.
This is an old one.
Uh-oh. Guess who's being replaced by a robot? Do you guys even all have your characters?
I do.
What about your little minis? Do you got the
Yeah, I
player?
got my little mini.
The people can't see them, but I like to see them. Okay.
He likes
Once
to
you
see the
cleaned up,
little
I left it
people
here
that
on
he-
purpose, man. Oh, wait, no, it's my car.
You better run
I'm
for
sorry.
it, buddy.
I know.
Dad, don't sit here and blame me.
Rob, no one was blaming you, but now that you mention it,
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a lot
How
that we've been
dare
thinking
you.
about blaming on you. Here we go. Remind the viewers and me, because I've entirely forgotten what happened last session.
I'm really
I
tired
shot
right now.
somebody.
Oh, somebody?
Yeah.
Do you remember who?
No.
Oh, interesting. I wonder.
I think I recollect who.
Yeah?
Yeah, because there's a hole in me,
Yeah?
and it's from a Toby-sized bullet hole.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, wow, that's a 1. Okay, well, now looking forward to wherever
So
we'll
how
go.
does a medium-sized creature create a hole inside of you, and unless you're a large creature?
It's a hole in my heart, Toby.
And
Some people have called for...
She's on the ship. It's on the.
What's
It's
her
on the ship.
character's name again? Quigno?
Oh my god.
Um,
Yes, Quignev.
some people have called Quigno a large-sized creature.
Quigno.
Because of his large heart.
That's my brother.
He always cares.
Dude,
So
I
much.
care so much with my
No,
non-organs.
Quigno does. You do. Froman.
Hey, no, I'm incredibly compassionate, probably. You don't know. We're on the internet.
That's true. That is true. We are on the internet. Just barely. We almost didn't make it. We had to delay things because of technical difficulties, but we managed to get everything running, and that's what counts. So I'm also here in the chat if anybody wants to try to catch my attention, but I can almost guarantee I will not be looking at it. So, we'll see what happens.
Wow. At least you're honest.
So now that Nihilus and Raptor's back,
Yeah.
other than Toby shooting Quignev,
Shooting. He
yeah,
shooted me
I was just
so
shooting
hard.
him up.
I tried to soften it a little bit, but no, you shot your friend in the back.
By accident.
What else happened? There was a lot that happened. I remember a lot of
Beat a
dice.
snake.
I wouldn't say being unskilled is an
Okay.
As
accident.
the first time I didn't go down in a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey. Because I took the
Little
brunt
thing,
of that.
man.
Yeah, he did.
That's true. You did try to grapple it for a second there, and I was like, why would you try to do that? But then you just cut it in half, and I was like,
Oi,
good for you.
There's a cobra over there.
I fought for the first time.
I'm
That's
gonna grab
true.
it.
It
You-
sucks. It's stupid. Don't fight. Fighting is dumb. It hurts you.
I'm exhausted right now.
Quignev
That's
not-
poisonous.
Quignev does not yet understand how to do, what's the word, sneak attacks? So we'll figure that out.
I'm exhausted right now, and I can only do a movement or an action.
Yeah, it's real bad. You really gotta not breathe in the terrible toxic atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm supposed to hold your breath.
Yeah,
that's
for
what
like
I'm about
20
that.
minutes.
Yeah.
That's, no.
I did.
Well,
No, you didn't. All right.
Because you're also at a...
So how do we leave off? Does anybody?
yes, so we got through that little gas cloud. We avoided a giant snake thingy. And then we came upon a small camp within this cave that we're in of 3 lizardy things, right? Are they lizardy?
Yeah.
Sure.
I was thinking elephants, but yeah, lizard.
Okay. Yeah.
3 lizard-looking.
Okay.
type.
3 lizardy-looking type things.
Yeah,
and-
when we did the casting call, we wanted like a lizard type. Not
right, not
lizard
lizards.
itself.
Yeah.
Just lizard types.
Yeah.
Keep misplacing this thing despite the fact that it's the size of a small missile. Are
there any small missiles? It's a fucking missile. Whoa! Hey, look at that. Okay. So yeah, we left off and I snuck up and I found out
like a lamp.
Evangelion.
Yeah.
I don't remember Ava having a
it's
lance.
a giant toothpick.
Other than the
special
lance,
edition.
Yeah, that's not it.
That's not it.
The special edition extra long lance. Yeah. So I found out that they're speaking in an incredibly low volume to each other.
I'm happy you remembered that.
Oh, I absolutely did. I rewatched the streams and take notes.
Very
then.
smart.
I did
Very
not.
smart.
Super.
I fall asleep to the streams.
Aw. Or
My
what?
voice is like a delicate angel singing him onto his dreams.
And then I wake up because, I'm down again. No!
And so I snuck back up, and then I revealed myself and then sat down. And so they are currently in defensive positions, and I'm waiting to open a dialogue.
Okay.
And I'm just waiting for the code word.
Javelins are
which is not Jenga.
Yes, David? Javelins are 3-foot missiles.
Yeah, absolutely they are.
So, yeah, that is exactly where we left off. So we return, once again, to the Dark Abyss. There was some light that allows you to see these 3 intimidating individuals, albeit clearly shaken by the fact that you were able to sneak up on them. But at the moment, they are set in their stance, neither engaging you nor are they withdrawn.
Okay.
It seems like they're trying to figure out what exactly to do because maybe they haven't been confronted with something not immediately aggressive before.
Okay, so what I will do is, in common, I will say hello.
Okay. You see one of them kind of look at the other 2, and they don't respond.
Okay. Are they whispering to each other?
They are whispering to each other.
Can I hear it?
You can certainly attempt to.
I will absolutely attempt to. Let's see what my list is. Oh, thank you, Matt Kovo. That will be 25.
Cool. Yeah, you can definitely hear it's faint, but it sounds a little something like.
Okay, so.
But you don't understand what they're saying. They're clearly speaking some sort of language because there are certain repetitive noises and there are some elements that you understand to be language because of your experience as an outsider in the galaxy.
Okay.
But not the template outsider.
Just so I definitely don't understand that language, and they probably don't understand mine.
They
So
are showing no comprehension of you having. They know that you said something. They don't know what.
Yeah. So don't have any weapons out. I am sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
So I will do one of these. I'll go ahead and wave.
Mm-hmm.
Anything?
I'll do it. So.
Very slowly. Very
Yeah.
slowly.
Obviously, a gesture of attack.
One of them kind of tenses, but the other 2 remain pretty calm. After you doing this for about 3 seconds, one of them raises its voice and says something a little louder and goes, "Sir."
At me?
Yes. Well, I mean, you assume.
Okay. But looking at me.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, kind of. None of these things are directly looking at you too much.
Mm-hmm.
They're almost cocked to the side a little bit, as if they're leaning in with their ear. So they have an eye in your direction, but it's primarily, it seems to be based on what you've observed here.
Okay. Well, my voice is a little bit resonant, so I don't know how I would perceive if that was really non-threatening or not. I mean, it's not very loud.
When you cough, they immediately attack.
Oh, sweet. No. Yeah, my voice is a little messed up right now. But I'll do this. I will. So I'm sitting. I will lean forward slightly and put my hand on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the finger, I will draw a smiley face.
Nice.
Okay. So they follow the sound of you making the smiley face.
Okay.
They don't appear to look directly at it.
Right, so they're just listening.
Yeah, for the most part. They clearly, like, their eyes are following you, kind of. It seems as if you are somewhat indistinct to them.
Okay. Huh. Okay, so I say in common one more time. Do you speak basic or common or outsider?
How loudly?
Not very loudly. Still very soft.
Cool. They don't respond other than one of them attempts to say something, repeating what they had said previously, basically, as best as you can tell.
So, can I roll an intelligence check to repeat the end of what they said? Like what I assume would be like the end part of what they said?
Sure, you can certainly attempt it.
So I'm gonna try and say that, repeat that back to them with inflection, see if they would register that as a question.
Okay.
Straight intelligence.
Unless you have like knowledge languages or even like knowledge xenology or something like that.
No knowledge stuff. That's a 13.
Okay. Because this is very different than most of the languages you know, you kind of slur it. They still kind of, you notice kind of like when a dog sees something interesting, its head kind of tilts. They kind of tilt a little more in with their ears when you start saying this. And the speaking creature, which is the one in the back, more emphatically says the same thing. It is slightly louder, which, to be fair, is still pretty quiet.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can repeat it, the entire thing.
Okay.
Again.
Okay.
And then afterwards, shake my head.
Okay.
I guess no gestures.
Are you peaceful?
that is not I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no in common. After that, I'm gonna repeat it and then say no and see if they get anything out of that. Not like a firm no, just like.
So go ahead and add a 2 to your intelligence roll.
Okay. Jesus. 10 total.
Gonna need that.
Okay. The words feel like sandpaper in your mouth when you're trying to say them, or they would if you had a mouth. They feel awkward compared to the noises you're normally capable of making. And it is at this point that they appear to be confused, and one of them starts to drop the point of its spear, and you can hear more of this very muted whispering going on between them.
Okay.
Oh, we're about to die.
I roll to move silently backwards and then rehide?
Sure. So, go ahead and roll, and then I'll tell you what else is happening.
So move silently. That's a 16.
Okay.
And then for the hide, that's gonna be 19 for the hide.
Wow, you're so lucky that they have negative penalties. Because they got exactly a 19. So it was 16 for the move silent?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So as you're doing this, you don't notice them immediately react to what you're doing. Instead, you see this conversation occurring between the one on your left that has dropped the spear slightly, and then the one in the back, which appears to like make this sharp noise, and then turns away from you and goes to reach out to what appears to be some sort of like outgrowth on a stone nearby.
Okay.
And then you move back into the shadows very silently. And you don't know what kind of thing this is, reaches out, and as it does something, it seems to have something in its hand. This fungus that was previously offering like some small amount of light suddenly sparks up very brightly, and it illuminates as though someone has just started like a bonfire in this area. So the light extends outward, and you have managed
How much outward?
It actually moves past you, but you have managed to sneak back into a position where you're actually hidden behind a rock. So you're able to hide from them before the light spreads out. And once the light hits where you were, they immediately start hissing very intently back and forth at each other. And just kind of looking around, like surprised.
How far does the light go? How many feet? 10 feet?
Let's see.
15 feet?
It was like a dim glow that went out about like 10 feet. It's now out like intensely about 10 feet, and then dimming from there to about like 30 feet. Like it's a very bright light that suddenly like emanates from this.
They're on the edge of 30 feet.
Okay.
All right. So, I'll go ahead and reveal myself from the rock very slowly.
Okay. They immediately move to surround you again, but don't.
Okay.
Like advance.
So I just go to the same space I was in, and then I sort of dust myself off a little bit and sit back down.
Okay. They whisper back and forth at each other, and two of them maintain their position, while the one in the back proceeds to sort of put the spear down against the ground and looks off from behind their position. So like you guys were approaching from here, he looks off this direction.
Okay. I'm gonna try and wave again to see if any of them notice me waving now, or like try to use their eyes instead of their ears.
Okay. Yeah. They appear to see you pretty decently now.
Cool.
Yeah.
I want to redraw the smiley face.
Okay.
So again, really slowly, just.
They notice it. They don't seem to have like a strong reaction. If you want, you can either roll like an insight or an intelligence check to kind of see why this is the case.
Sense motive.
Motive.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll go ahead. I'll sense motive.
Yeah. Well. All right. Sure. Sense motive works.
I'll
I'll tell you what. You could do intelligence or spot or something that you could use to rationalize like seeing something, because insight and sense motive are not quite.
I mean, insight's not a thing that we have.
I know insight's not a thing in this edition, which is unfortunate.
I'm cool with spot.
Okay.
That works for me. That Kobo, I should listen to you. 9.
Okay. I'll give you a +1 on this.
10.
So you look down at the smiley face, and you look up at them, and you realize that they don't have cheeks, and so they can't smile. And so this figure, you immediately guess, makes no sense to them.
Right. Fuck.
Go ahead and give me a listen check.
23.
Okay, cool. You hear movement coming from back where the one in the back is looking at. Sounds like footsteps, very faint, but
You silently hide again.
while they're looking at you in the light.
All right, they're looking at me. Yeah, that's a good point. All right. See what happens.
Cool. After about 3-4 minutes, you see another trio of these strange, like reptilian type creatures come out of the darkness and walk towards this group. Immediately, a great deal of hissing begins between the one leading this group and the one that has been standing back.
Do any of them look distinctively different than the others?
There are some slight differences in terms of like scale patterning and things, but there isn't anything super different. You could probably tell the difference between them, but it would not be like super easy. It wouldn't be as difficult as it sometimes can be for other humanoids, especially if they're like, wearing anything that obscures very obvious things like hair and what have you. But to be fair, that's also because they're not wearing a whole lot either, so you can see more of them.
All right.
So they hiss back and forth at each other. The two that are standing behind the leader of this group sort of like look towards you, and then back to their leader, and then back to the one that's been talking. And after a time, there is like a brief moment of silence, and then the other two that came with this trio move to join up with the two that are next to you, and just sort of like very casually level their spears, and then motion towards the back area.
Ooh, okay. So authoritatively, versus the one that was speaking previously to the leader of the other one, which one seems to have more authority?
That's going to be a sense motive.
Cool.
Sense that motive.
Woo!
10 total.
Yeah, that's not enough. You don't
hit
know
the
these
whammy.
folks at all. If you had been around these aliens more, you would maybe be able to tell in their body language, but from what you can tell, they are both like adopting a very similar posture. Their voices are the same cadence. There's no like one of them slightly louder,
Cool.
or there's not like a difference. You can't tell what it is that would distinguish these two in terms of like authority, which you might be able to do in basic pretty easily.
Okay.
So while this is happening, you guys suddenly can see a lot more because of this light. Do you do anything while this is all going on?
Perception.
So spot.
Whatever.
See, and this is the part of the game where the artists put away their drawing pads and look at their character sheets.
Shit.
Yay!
I don't think you guys really needed a perception. You guys
I just
saw
wanted-
most of that happening.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there went that.
Well, I wonder.
Does it look like they're just taking our friend away?
Wait.
At the very least, one of them is like gesturing with a spear, although they haven't advanced any closer than like they've given you like 3-4 feet.
Yeah.
They're not like in engagement.
It doesn't seem
range.
hostile.
Not terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're capturing him.
No. Oh.
What
I'm just
knowledge
gonna
skill
do a
did you
set-
say?
Yeah, I do
If you
but
have
think
like
that-
anything that has the word xeno in front of it, like xenobiology or xenology or anything like that.
Xenography.
Xenography. Yeah.
All right.
You understand the
Xenography.
geography of aliens.
Xenobite.
It's it's like phrenology, but for aliens. You can tell how smart they are by the shape of their skull, you know.
Right, yeah.
Could I do a sense motive?
It's very scientific.
To see what if they are. No, you were saying that he were hostile. They were just.
I said that they had given him a degree of room.
I mean, if you look at me, I don't look.
I'll tell you what. Think about it while I
You
go
don't have
grab
any
something.
look.
Well, no. I mean, like if you, because you can see a
have
little
no
better
face.
now. No, not my face, not my facial expressions.
Body
I'm talking about
language.
body language. How calm I'm sitting down. Twice now. Well, I guess you guys didn't see it the first time, but the second time you definitely saw it. I came out and I sat down, and I gestured. I waved.
You're the
I
first
look
species
calm.
I've met that looks like you.
Right.
For all I know, sitting down is a way of.
Like a cat, where you just have all four.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, like for humanoids in general, sitting down, you know what waving is. I know it. I know that Teverns know what waving is. I learned it from.
We're such hard people. We hate to wave.
That's fine. But, I mean, you have to because you have to stay so far away from people. So, yeah, but I mean, regardless of what you think,
Okay.
it's just whatever you perceive.
I turn to you guys. I think he's in trouble.
I don't hear a code word, so I'm right here.
What if they muted him?
Yeah, they can't do that.
No? How do you know?
He doesn't have a tongue.
Oh.
That's a really good point.
That is a much better point than I expected to hear from Daniel.
I mean, Gangal knows about removing tongues and not talking. I
true.
bet he does.
At what point in this entire thing have you seen a mouth move on his blank face?
I bet the reason why Gangal has that knowledge of course he's still able to talk. You can't cut out his tongue. He doesn't have one. Is because he's thought to himself, if I wanted to silence him though.
Things have happened.
I'm like, when you become the Hogan, you got to know how to take out everybody.
This one's confusing me.
I berate Toby
I've seen him
comments
remove his
father.
own limbs. I can't do anything.
They just grow back like a lizard's tail.
But pretty much I'll just say, I was like, you do what you have to do. I'm not moving till I hear.
Yeah, I mean, they seem. Yeah, not 20. They don't seem. Not 20. What's my sense motive for that then?
Oh yeah, they don't look
Was not
terribly
expecting
aggressive. Mostly they look. You've run into these things before, but always in the shadows and always just kind of passing as you've been running from the various monsters and things in this area.
Snake creatures.
A lot of snakes. Planet snake.
Why did it have to be snakes?
Six goddamn cave.
But
These motherfucking
based
snakes
on
in the fucking cave.
what's going on, as far as you can tell,
Somebody said
they're
it.
not overtly threatening. What happens once he disappears into the darkness is anyone's guess. Well, mostly yours because you have dark vision. But it doesn't appear to be super threatening, and it certainly doesn't appear to be expressing any distress. Although you've only known the species for about an hour.
Yeah, not long.
Okay.
All right, no, they seem chill.
All right, so what I will do.
I'll be taking a nap.
Okay, nap. All right.
You're going to take a nap at this critical point? What if something happens?
Well, no,
You're gonna let
it'll
him
be
die?
fine. It'll be fine. I'll wake him up.
Go ahead and give me a fort save, by the way.
Yay!
You see, he's already taking a nap.
19.
I don't think naps are
And
solutions
where
to
were
this
you
problem.
at?
I had two.
They always are the
Failures.
solution every time. Yeah.
So I was.
Snap it away.
Financial
I cannot
stress? Take a nap.
make a movement. I make a movement on
Sure,
action.
after a nap.
You
I
being
cannot do
stabbed?
both.
Actually,
Take a
with a 19, you feel like
Yeah, you
start
get
to
hurt. Take a
phase
nap.
back into
Wake up.
normality.
Yay!
Fucking
So everything else is
being
still
a-
negative.
Hmm?
Everything else is still at the -1.
World being destroyed? Take
Negative
a
one.
nap.
Yeah.
Then you would never see it coming.
Yeah.
You okay? So that would be
Insomnia?
-2.
Oh, the
Oh.
-2.
Okay.
Oh.
So actually, with that save, you're now back to just having the one standard action. You're still
So
dizzy.
that was the first one.
You're
Then-
still
okay.
dizzy, but
So
you're
my
not quite as like out of it as you were.
okay,
So
cool.
cool. So is anyone doing anything?
I don't want to fuck with his mojo. He seems like he knows what he's doing.
Toby's taking a nap.
Oh dear.
Be fine.
I checked out his chakra. It's fine. Toby's taking
Yeah,
a
nothing
nap.
could possibly happen.
I'm waiting for Hogan.
So I will, given this gesture,
Mhm.
I'll go ahead and slowly stand up.
Mhm.
Do the dust myself off thing again. I will turn to the one that was speaking previously,
Mhm.
and I will bow.
Okay.
How tall are these guys?
Not 5'8".
Okay, so I'm definitely
I
taller.
don't know why I suddenly my mouth stopped
I heard
working.
5'8".
About 5 feet.
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm
we're-
much taller than I am. Because I'm what like 6'2" or something like that.
6'4".
Am I 6'4"? 6'2".
Oh, that's close.
So what I'll bow. I'll bend a knee bow. So I get up
Mhm.
and then I'll take a knee and bow to him directly.
Okay.
And then I will get back up, and if they're starting to move, I will go ahead and move with them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they start to escort you away from the light. Of the four that leave, the one that came with those three goes with them. And then as you guys start to move, one of them drops off and goes back to the guy that is left behind. So now you have one of the group that was there originally, and then the three that had come in.
Is one of the group the speaker or the other two?
One of the other two. The
Very cool.
speaker's behind. Yeah. Yeah. So they escort you into the darkness. You guys see. What's the range on your dark vision? 60 feet?
60 feet.
Okay.
I'm
30.
going to make a hide, move silently check and follow.
Okay.
I guess same.
Oof. 14 for my hide. And
Doing great on that one.
23 for my move silently.
Okay.
7 hide. 9 move silently.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Yep.
It's pretty in character.
Okay. So just so you're aware, there's a great deal of light still.
Okay.
So if you're gonna hide, you're gonna have to be doing it like along the outskirts, and even then, like there's still, it's not all the way, but 30 feet is a lot, and so it's gonna hit the edges of the corridor,
I'll tap your
the tunnel. So if you guys are gonna move through here, it's gonna be kind of tricky to do so without being seen.
Okay.
You assume. I mean, unless they're blind. You don't know if you can tell that from here. Although, why would they have light if they couldn't see?
Yeah.
Seriously, why?
GM Fiat.
17 hide.
Okay.
And your move silently?
And I move silently. Ooh.
You.
21.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
Oh,
So,
motherfucking ninja.
You two are able to sort of scamper along pretty slowly along the edges of the tunnel. and you get about halfway through without drawing any attention before Gangal slips, and then you hear like some rocks tumble, and it becomes very apparent that Gangal is not blending in with those stones around this area with the light. It's, he's got
Very
like this green, and this is more like a dark, like amethyst kind of color. So
You brought the wrong camo, brother.
That's his skin.
Oh. So as you come into sight, the two beings that are there immediately ready weapons and start like at each other, but louder than before. You notice the folks that are with you suddenly perk up, and you're already in the darkness, but you're not quite so far that you can't see at all. So you're able to see them kind of like, huh? And two of them sis at each other and then start to move back. And then the one that was apparently the leader and then one of the other ones stays with you and keeps like gesturing for you to go along.
So they gesture, they don't ever touch me?
No.
Cool. I'll continue along.
Okay, they continue to lead you on. As for you guys...
Oh, we fucked up. No, Gangal fucked up.
I'll be right back.
Yep. Gangal, you are confronted by two spear-pointing reptilian types that start to advance on you. They're about 15 feet out right now.
Okay. I just continue to move towards.
They continue to close the distance.
Okay.
Be chill, man. Be chill.
One of them moves directly in front of where you're walking and like shakes.
Yeah, I'll stop about 3 feet.
Okay.
What's up, guys?
Two more come out from the darkness. You guys keep moving and actually get past them as the other two go to surround you, effectively. You still do nothing?
Nope, I'll do nothing.
Okay. One of them at you.
Can I do a sense motive on that?
You can try, yeah.
Yeah, I can certainly try. Let's use Steve's old die. Little Steve.
Oh,
Poor
Steve.
That's a 7.
Okay.
Steve sucks.
You don't know what they want from you. I mean, this situation is not uncommon. There could be a lot of things. They could be asking you to surrender. They could be asking you to give them all the things you have. They could be asking you to, put your hands up. There's all sorts of stuff. I guess
I
one
will.
and three are kind of the same.
I'll put the top 2 hands behind my head.
Okay.
The bottom 2 hands pretty much clasped together.
Okay. They look between each other, and then one of them, a little louder than the other, and then they gesture for you to come along with their spear.
Cool. At least I'm going to be with my buddy.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Two of them start leading you off into the darkness. You guys see them walk past you, and then the other two return to their post.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, everything's all fine, guys. Don't worry.
And then the cave structure collapses and they all die.
Rocks fall, everybody died. Yeah.
No, not surprised. Whatever.
I gotta say, this is happening a lot less violently than I initially
I was told not to be violent.
That's true. That's true. They weren't. No. I mean, they weren't, but, they're also not, I don't know, all barbarians.
Yeah.
They
Otherwise, I would have had fun.
Rage as a class ability, like, alright.
I would have had fun.
So you see Quignev in front of you until you don't, because it gets too dark.
Yeah.
and then you can kind of still follow along by the like noise. And at one point you feel not a sharp point, but like something like kind of poke at you to keep you, presumably to like keep you moving in a direction.
Yeah, does it feel like an attack, or does it feel like it's just...
It's not actually like the spear tip. You would.
It's just more of a
it's
gesture.
Like they're like
keeping you.
Yeah.
Keeping you. Okay.
Yeah. After a few minutes of this, about 15 actually, you guys start to see a dim glow in the distance, similar to the light from before. And you see, as you get closer, a massive cave structure. Description here. So the cave system is not just, as you might have seen in like other fiction, like just a horizontal, like, oh, now we've built a bunch of houses here. It goes vertically as well. So there's a number of these outcroppings all over the place, like rounded outcroppings that have holes excavated into them, going in all directions. And this dim light from this fungus is everywhere. There are some brighter lights, but for the most part, the lights are decently dim. And you can see some motion going on throughout the city as you approach, or this village, let's say. Most of the motion, however, is not like directed in you guys' direction as best as you can tell in the darkness. Most of it seems to be either folks like slithering from place to place or moving away from you guys further into the city. As you get close, you see two more pairs of these armed reptilian creatures off to the sides, presumably guards of some kind. Do you guys follow the whole way, I'm assuming? You two? Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, you see all of this too, but from the darkness.
It's so dark in here.
And they don't... What was your hide or your move silently? Both of you? You remember? I know.
He was a
It
21.
21. What was your move silently? Nyla's unwrapped.
Wait,
her.
I'm sorry.
What was your move silently?
My move silently was, I think, 23.
Okay, cool. Yeah. They don't appear to notice it. Yeah, so they lead the two of you into the city, or village.
Together now or separately?
As you come into the light, you can see that Gangal is like 15 feet behind you. They have apparently caught up a little bit with you.
Give him a quick finger gun.
Don't respond to that.
I got you, buddy.
Yeah, there's a lot of these different reptilian creatures all around, sort of scurrying from place to place and diving into holes and things. Not literally, but darting in and out. And most of the attention that gets paid to you guys is very like abrupt. It's one of these things is moving and then stops and then sort of cants the head in your direction and then continues moving. If nothing happens, you guys continue to be led on to a cave structure, and you notice that there are a series of what you can tell are basically jail cells. And you see a Thrak in one of the cells, sleeping, wearing the uniform from these the corporation.
A mining facility?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet.
So one of the reptiles sort of puts the spear back and opens one of the cells, and then gestures for the both of you to go in.
Oh, look, prisoners of war.
Has he caught up to me now?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
What do I do?
I turn to you.
I'll just look at you. Pretty much just like with my hand, just like you just see my thumbs like twiddling, just like.
You're ready? Okay.
just say it. Just say.
Yeah. I turn to the guard that's opening the gate. I'll do the same thing. I'll bow.
Okay. It sort of like tilts its head, and then
It is looking at me, right?
Mhm.
Because this is well lit.
This is not as bright as the fungus from before, but it's certainly brighter than what it was at earlier.
Cool.
The lights are dim by most standards. They're not fluorescent, to say the least. But it's certainly bright enough that they can appear to see each other, even though sight is perhaps not a huge deal.
Cool. So yeah, I will do that. I'll make that bowing gesture, and then I'll slowly walk into the cell.
Okay.
What are the cell doors made of?
So you're not sure of the material. They appear to be not quite metal, but pretty close. And if you look closely at them and then the spears that they're carrying, they look to be the same material. So probably not as durable as like steel or anything like that, but still durable enough to keep most things.
Okay.
And the majority of they're very closely hewn. So they're like very small gaps, except for one that is like near the bottom that appears to be for food and things.
Question. Can I roll an intelligence check to remember the various spears and shit that was broken from those dead bodies earlier? Mm-hmm. To see if any of the actual like blades of the spears were intact or broken?
Sure.
Straight intelligence?
Yeah.
Man, go for you, bastard. 12.
Okay. Yeah, that's more than enough. Yeah, the majority of the spears that you saw were shattered at the pole end, basically. In different places, some of them were shattered like midway through. Some of them were like at the tip.
None at the blade.
No, none at the blade.
Good. All right, cool.
Huh? Cool. Tango, what do you do?
So pretty much he goes in.
Mm-hmm.
The door,
mm-hmm.
has a solid portion where it's not like the bars, or is there enough to like grasp on to something real quick or like tap it?
Like, is there a door frame?
Yeah, kind of like a frame.
Do I see him like looking around at this thing?
I mean, yeah, probably.
Okay, I go, still saying, low, calm voice. Gango, give it a minute. We'll get there.
Okay.
So there's not exactly like a frame. These are connected to the ceiling, but not all of it is. You know what I mean?
It's like a Flintstones jail cell.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So I would like to
They've figured out hinges, but not quite.
I just want to grab onto the bar real quick, or like tap the bar as I go in.
Okay.
And
then what?
Then just walk in. Okay. I just want to test to see like what kind of sound it makes.
It's a pretty dull sound. It seems like it absorbs a lot of
shit. That means it's pretty good, probably.
So as you guys walk in, they close the cell, and then you see them use some sort of like interlocking mechanism that is what you kind of assume to be like a really primitive key.
Okay, so this is like something that might be able to use.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe actually more primitive than what your people would use, because you guys have been exposed to more modern technology now. Maybe at one point your people would have used this.
Okay, so this is just
This is like a very clever primitive key, but it is still pretty primitive.
Okay.
When I see him do that, I won't look at Gango, but I'll say like, don't worry, if we need to leave, we can leave.
Oh, I know.
As the door shuts and gets locked, One of the guards steps back and then walks off, and then a minute later comes back with what appear to be like little bowls, and then slides them in, and they're filled with like water. It appears to be a little less like murky than the stuff that you've seen in the rest of the cavern.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to take this time just to rest because I felt better when I first did it, so I just want to do it again.
Cool. It then disappears again. And by this point, of the two guards that were here, one of them, the one that you saw doing most of the talking, walks off, and then the other one just sort of steps back into what appears to be like a attentive position. And it comes back, the other one that went off again, with a pair of like rock dishes that have fungus on them.
Cool.
And they put them in.
Alright.
And then once this is over with, he sort of very quietly at the one that's in guard and then walks off.
Alright.
So you guys have just seen your two companions be taken into the city and then into a cave structure some distance within. Have you guys tried to get past the guards? Because that would take you into the light again.
Are you going to eat that?
Is there any way we could like go around?
All the water, all the fungus, all yours.
So the cavern seems to be like a natural choke point.
Oh, okay.
So you could maybe get past the guards. They haven't heard you, but it would be trickier once you got into the like village because there's more light and activity going on there.
I think we should just stay here. Just in case. We got this far.
It's not impossible. It's just tricky.
Yeah, I'm just going to
got much.
like sort of Indian style.
First level bard, I'm mostly useless.
Sing the song, my people. I get knocked down. No, we don't talk about Dwayne, alright? It's called I Get Knocked Down, but I Get Up Again.
Am I never
Oh my god.
That's not the song of the people. That's your song. Everyone else.
Listen, I don't really have a tribe. I'm making my own.
Yeah.
We call
Clan
it.
Brazier.
It's soon going to be Clan Chumbawamba.
It's unfortunate.
It is.
Unfortunate name.
Listen, they just had that one good hit.
They just ride on that one hit for the rest of their life.
That's all I'm going to need. I just need that one hit.
I fucking hated that song for like 6 years.
Okay.
Alright, yeah. Shit, yeah, there doesn't really seem to be a good way to do this without being seen, so...
Again, it is possible. It's just difficult.
Alright.
If you don't have to, and I'm not saying that this is like essential to the plot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also saying that your two friends got taken into the city and now you don't know where they are.
Well, you say friends. By
Your
friends,
two
you mean
acquaintances.
people that I met like 20 minutes ago.
Your two acquaintances that claim to have a ship and a way off of this planet.
Your way out.
Yeah. You know, fine though. Alright.
Technically, the ship is on the other side.
Man,
Yeah, fuck it. I mean, why not?
You see a strange individual in robes go, oh shit, they saw me, and then disappear into the shadows. Who are you talking to?
So, I would assume.
Are you just having an internal monologue with yourself?
Yes.
Like, is your conscience going, oh, she's probably thinking about the ship that you guys have. Fucking.
So you probably remember me telling you extensively, like, so really our only way out is to complete this mission, to get fuel, to get to the ship, to get off this planet.
No, it's fine. I'm going for it. Yeah. Might
Okay.
as well. Hide and move silently,
Okay.
yeah, I assume.
Hide and go silently. You know that favorite game.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Hide and backstab is my favorite.
I didn't win. I
So
didn't. I never
22
won
in
the
my
game.
hide. And a 17 on my move silently.
Wow, you got lucky. So you scamper away from Toby, and quietly begin to move into this village structure.
Peace out, shitty magician.
She's definitely heard us call you that.
He prestidigitates goodbye.
And is immediately
No,
captured.
that's what he would do if he was a good magician.
Says you should have a flare.
Man, fuck, do you guys have more coffee? Because this did not do anything for me.
Yeah, I had some earlier. Just survive for no longer than an hour.
Oh, God.
No shorter than 30 minutes. So.
All right.
You'll make it, buddy.
Yeah.
Your eyes start to droop as you walk.
You got some coke in the back. What?
You wake up and one of the lizards is on your back, riding you across the. No.
Hey.
You're able to slowly sneak your way
Yeah.
into the spaceship and fly off. Oh, good, you're paying attention.
Sorry.
So you're able to slowly sneak your way into the village. And there's a couple close calls when you see one of these reptilian types scurry past and then stop. And you think at first, like, oh, they've heard you. And then they just reach out and very quickly grab what appears to be like some sort of cultivated fungus and then scurry off.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
But you're able to get pretty close to the structure that they went into. And you notice that there's the entrance that they went in, but also the structure appears to connect to one of the nearby buildings.
Okay.
Although you're not sure what's in either of these things.
Okay. Is there like any? I'm assuming there's not windows if it's a cave structure.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
No.
Is it
But there are actually, in a strange way, there's kind of windows. They're not windows how we would have them. They're actually like little channels that you can tell when you look in that they go through the exterior into the interior. And you can hear when you put your ear up to them some of the like noise that's coming from the inside.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna do a listen check then at one of those little.
Okay, at the building you saw them go into, or the one next to it that appears to be.
Well, whichever one is closest, I'll check first.
The connected one is the first one.
Okay, cool. I will listen at that one first.
Cool. Go ahead.
Nat 1.
Okay. You put your ear up to it.
Sounds like the ocean. Weird.
Nothing. And then you look into the darkness, and you see another lizard ear just like against the hole as well. It's not an ear exactly. It's like a little indentation.
Hole. Hole.
And then it kind of goes, and you hear like some mild scurrying from inside. Okay, you back away. As you do so, you see a head poke outside the building.
All right. We'll go try the next one.
Okay.
Better. Okay.
I get knocked down.
17.
Okay, I understand the song, okay? You get knocked down, but you get up again. You've done it several times.
I mean, I'm being as loud as he was.
Okay, so pretty quiet. Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you had an indoor voice. That's why I was asking.
Hey, I'm listening to the smart one. I'm just a brute string.
So you're able to hear, you go up to the building that they went into, and you hear the very soft sounds of Gangal singing some sort of song.
Okay.
And then you hear Quignow going, yeah, I've heard it. Stop. And when you listen for a little longer, you hear a faint snore.
Okay.
But otherwise, it is silent.
Okay. Well, hey, now we know where they are. I'm just gonna figure out how to get in.
So we come back to you guys.
While she's doing that, so we saw a Thrak, right? Can I see him from here?
Yeah.
How close?
He's in the cell over.
Okay.
So like 5 feet.
All right. So I'll go ahead and walk over and sit down.
You notice that he appears to have like a large like mossy like bundle under his head, and he's just sort of like.
I go, hey, this isn't Thrak.
Okay.
Hey.
He goes, what? Huh? What? And then he looks towards your voice and says, are you speaking to me? And
Yeah.
Thrak.
Yeah.
He gets up and kind of like dusts out some moss from his head. I don't think Thrak actually
They don't have hair.
No.
I mean, you get moss on their really elongated heads, but
yeah, they're not. They don't have like they're hairless as far as I know.
yeah.
As far as I, the creator of this species,
Yeah.
know. God damn it.
Even God has no control over his creatures.
That's true. I just have forgotten these pictures. It's been so long since I've looked at them. Okay, yes. No hair. Just weird bumps and spots.
Okay.
So it looks at you and it says, you can speak Thrak? Wait, no. Never mind. What are you doing here? Who are you?
So we were contracted by your mining company to retrieve the large drill that these people took, and now we know that you're here.
He expresses visibly some relief before registering that you're also in a cell. He goes,
do I see this?
Yeah,
okay,
you
right.
see it on his face, like the Thrak facial expressions are kind of weird, but you can tell.
Oh.
Yeah, it's nothing as gauche as like a sigh.
Mm.
It's like this lifting of the eyebrows, and then like the weird cheek mandible bones like kind of lift, and then it just droops.
Okay. What's he say?
And he goes, well, I'm glad you found me, I guess, but it seems like you've gotten yourself in a very similar predicament.
Oh, don't worry. We walked in here voluntarily.
He goes, well, I kind of did too, but that was after they killed everyone else.
Right, you don't want to die.
Effectively, this isn't, I'm not in the orders. I'm not fighting for the throne here. I'm just, trying to make a living.
Right.
But yeah, they had me drive the drill. I don't know why, but they wanted me to drive it at some cavern way in the back of this town. Once I did that, they just brought me back here. They've been feeding me, but they don't seem to have any sort of plan, I guess. It's been a few days.
Drive it or use it?
Well, both. It's a vehicle, but also a drill.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Did they want you to drill anything or just drive it?
Well, yeah, they had me drill into the back of this village. And,
okay.
It seemed to lead to some sort of cavern, but once I drilled into it, they just had me get out of the machine and led me back here.
Okay.
I don't know what it is they want, but they've been keeping me fed on whatever this weird fungus is.
How's it taste?
I mean, it's better than rations, I guess.
Okay. Well, just hang tight. Don't do anything drastic.
Yeah, hey, do you want me to draw out, like, where they had me go? I could tell you, where to find this thing. I mean, we're probably going to want to...
same cell.
Probably, I mean, you say you probably have a plan, I'm guessing, from how calm you are, so,
Yeah, you should definitely do that.
Okay, so he starts to draw out, like, a little...
Nah, we're good.
Figure it out.
Winging it
You guys walk in, you're in a cell, you appear very confident about this whole thing.
You want me to, help you get out of here? No.
He's like, hey, you want me to show you where everything is? Like, no, we're just gonna wing this because that's what we do here.
It's not part of the plan.
So I'm like, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so he draws in the, dirt and dust, what appears to be a side passage. And you realize that when you guys were going through the darkness, the tracks probably veered off from where you were going. And it becomes apparent why when you think back to walking through the town, because there's no way that machine would have fit without tearing into some of the buildings.
Right.
So it draws out what appears to be a thoroughfare leading some distance away from where you are now, and then where it ends up, and then the rest of the city that he was led through. And he notes that there's a few side streets and things, but he's a little unclear about this, presumably because he just doesn't remember. It's a lot to take in. But he's able to give you a general map of where he left the machine, and he doesn't know if they moved it afterwards.
How long have you been here?
How long did I tell you this guy's been?
A couple days.
Yeah, it was a couple days.
A couple days.
Yeah.
It's been a couple days.
And you remember all of that from a few days ago?
Well, no. I've been in the area for a couple days. When we first drove up, they put me in here, and then they led me back to the machine about a day ago. I drove the machine where they wanted me to, which was complicated because I still don't know what they're saying, and I don't think they know what I'm saying.
Okay.
But once I hit stone and managed to get past whatever was in front of there, they just had me back up and then took me out of there real quick, almost as if they didn't want me to see anything.
Okay. Do you know any languages other than Thrak?
I mean, I know Galactic Basic, of course.
Right.
I did a couple courses in Zeruian. I figured it'd be useful, but I'm not super fluent in it.
Have you seen this guy yet?
He looks over, he goes,
Oh, knocked down.
and he says kind of clumsily in your language, he's like, "Hail and well met." It's very formal. It's overly formal.
Sup?
Do you say that in Zeruian?
Yeah.
Anyways.
So I am Quignev. This is Gangal the Murder Machine. And what's your name?
That is given. Anyways, I don't want to know. I'm Tomas.
I'm gonna whisper into the hole in the wall. I'm Astrid.
Okay.
Arms! Fuck.
Okay. The reptilian that has been standing there at guard immediately stabs its head towards the little.
Can I see this?
Immediately once she talks, and it starts sissing kind of loud compared to about as loud as the ones before were when they were calling out to
So
each
definitely
other.
alerting.
Yeah. And so it gestures sharply and goes to round the corner. And as it's doing so, it hits and does something to a nearby fungus, flooding the room with light again. And this light starts to shine through the little holes.
Okay, so I say in
Do I
common
need to rehide?
Yeah, your cover's busted.
I say in common to both of them, the Thrak and Gangal, back up and sit down. Still calm, still low.
Oh, I've remained seated.
Right. So
I just cracked my knuckles. I was like, we're gonna have fun.
I look forward to
yeah.
pay attention to what's going on.
It does so. The Thrak, immediately moves back, kind of crumpling its very gangly form, and then takes the little moss pillow and just kind of holds it in front of it. So you say this, and within moments, one of these reptilians with a spear exits and starts almost sprinting in your direction.
Just one.
For now. Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Don't kill it.
Yeah, I was gonna say one I could totally handle.
Did you see me just I give up on my Indian position? Down to the sitting when he's just
Down.
The real difficulty, though, is not this one thing. It's that all of the reptiles that you've been seeing scurrying around take note of this sudden bright light and immediately freeze and start darting their heads around as if they're trying to catch what's going on, basically. And some of them scurry into holes while others are kind of peeking around.
What?
I wouldn't expect to get that much for it,
I have no problem with any of this.
Neither do I.
Chaos is great.
I'm Astrid.
Alright, well, there's only
Oh, fuck.
one right now.
Best
How
roads.
Oh god. Toby's sitting all the way back in the gate. I told her it was too risky, but no, she just wanted to go in.
Actually, Toby, all you see is like a light grow kind of bright in the distance. And then like some scurrying.
Yeah, I was wondering if you stayed behind or if you.
Oh yeah,
were
I'd
gonna-
stay behind. I wasn't gonna go
Did
in
move.
that.
Did move.
And now Toby unleashes
Alright,
its
let's see
true
here.
cloud kill.
Oh,
Color spray.
Make fun of me. I show you.
By staying behind.
Pillars of fire.
There it is. Alright. Cool. Well, still mostly useless, so all I can really do is fascinate this one lizard for like a minute.
Okay, so you're gonna prepare an action to do that, or
Yeah, sure.
okay.
But we're not supposed to hurt him. I'll give that a shot, and then when that fails, you know.
So it rounds the corner, and as you, because this all area is like dimly lit,
There's
it
my-
sees you even though it doesn't appear to like super focus, and it starts at like the level that I'm speaking, which is like loud but not super loud.
Yeah.
And yet there is still like a lot of sissing at about this level from all over the place and like scurrying noises. And so you go, "Hoof," or whatever you do.
Well, no, I'm going to have to do a perform check because I'm a bard.
Okay, is that what you do to
Yeah.
fascinate? Cool. All right. What is your instrument again?
It's an eigenharp.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you take out your harp.
It's like
It's a little-
yay
it's a little
big,
box.
and it
Take
magnetizes
out
to
your
my
harp.
forearm. And it's electronic.
It's like
It's all.
it's like playing.
It's a cool instrument.
You
You
guys
should
ever
look it up.
see out the Road to El Dorado?
Oh
Yes.
And it's like the little.
yes. Anyway.
alright.
What is my
That movie is fantastic.
what is my
Yes, it
perform
is.
check? That was mediocre. What's that? 18.
Right, how does that work again? Because I don't
So
actually.
it's a will save.
Okay.
What are you rolling to hit?
No,
No,
it
to
doesn't have hit.
activate it.
Yeah,
So
just
what's
to-
the will save?
Oh, okay.
I'm fairly certain it's against.
Maybe your spell save DC.
It just says they get a will save. I guess it's against my 18.
Well, don't you have a spell save DC?
It's not a spell. It's a bardic music ability.
Oh,
take a quick
Yeah,
look.
yeah. I'm looking at it right now.
It doesn't say what that save is.
It just says a will save against the effect.
That's.
No, it's gonna have a DC of some kind. That's weird.
Yeah, no, it is. That's the DC is my roll. So
Oh,
it's an
cool.
18.
Okay, the check result is the DC.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So this creature.
Gonna sit and listen while I play a little song. It's gonna be it's gonna be like a nice soft song. I don't want to freak him out.
Tiptoe Through the Tulips, the creepiest song ever.
Oh god, no, that's the theme song for my Mind Flayer.
It was.
It was. Or no, it was the other one. I'm so happy one.
The super high pitched.
Yeah.
Oh, so creepy.
Picture Through the Tulips as well, actually, because that was the one.
It was just that voice.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
It's,
And anytime Steve saw you, that's all he heard.
So as you start to play, you notice. How loudly are you playing, by the way?
I said softly because I know
Okay.
they're like they're all about being quiet and whispery.
Okay, cool.
So it's a nice, soft, gentle song.
The ears start to bleed now. Legit could have happened, honestly, depending on how high pitched this is. As you start to play very gently, the creature immediately like slows and just sort of stands there, and then you see its head kind of tilt, and it's just sort of swaying.
Just do this for a minute.
Okay. Do you just keep
That's
playing?
I mean, it's keeping him calm.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to be non-threatening because we're not.
So about 3 more come up from behind
Oh.
him, and then you hear some scurrying from behind you, and about 2 more from what you can tell roundabout. And you hear a lot of back and forth, and the one is just like. They look pretty aggressive.
Oh boy. Alright.
But none of them are directly attacking you.
Okay.
One of them walks up and sort of like hesitantly reaches out and shakes the one that you're fascinating. And it's just like...
Yeah, that should snap it out of it, and I'll stop playing if it's making me
Does she
mad.
know the code word?
I heard you guys talking about it.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
If you like scream or something, that'll
If
do
you
it.
heard it, then you heard it. I say no to him.
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, then you don't remember.
Yeah.
I also don't remember this
I was
code
gonna say, if
word.
anybody remembers.
Do you
Oh
do?
no, I know the code word.
Oh, then you know it.
Oh.
We talked about it openly.
Okay. Yeah, no, I knew the code
Toby
word.
knows.
It was after
Yeah.
Toby got shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Toby
Okay.
shot.
Yeah, I
Cool,
remember
cool.
very
We're all
vividly.
good then.
So this one shakes its head confusedly and then like sort of waves its spear somewhat menacingly, but still kind of like, what did you just do?
Yeah.
Kind of, as best as you can tell.
That was nice, little buddy.
And you hear some like back and forth, and then another one comes up from behind them and scurries like past them and stands next to the one that you fascinated. And give me a sense
If
motive.
it's the essence motive or something, that would be nice. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. The 19.
Okay. This one appears kind of exasperated. Like, it's hard to tell because you don't really know these things very well,
Mhm.
but it doesn't appear to be hiding that, like, it's a guy where the others are, like, very jerky and, like, they're constantly, like, refocusing and, like, shifting, and they're very tense. This one is, like, very loose. It still has its spear, but is also like just not super concerned.
Okay.
And then it just kind of waves with the spear, and then the other 2 behind you like kind of advance a little closer and like go like this.
Oh, okay. All right. We're moving forward, I guess.
Okay.
Moving forward slowly.
They lead you into the cell next to them.
All right. I guess I'm gonna sit down and continue playing a nice soft tune.
Okay. They look at you kind of strangely as you start to play again.
So are they?
And one of them is like the one that you fascinated is at the others, and they're all kind of just like.
Oh, like there's puppies.
Is she in the
that
cell
video.
next to us on the other side?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah. And then as they close the cell and you don't do anything immediately aggressive, one of them walks away. And then comes back with a bowl and a small platter and some fungus and like slides it under and then walks off. And then now there are 2 guards standing here, just sort of at attention, quietly back and forth.
So I lean over to the Thrak and I go, yeah, that's Astrid.
Are you gonna eat that?
Yeah. No, it's mine.
Okay.
Yeah. No, none for you.
Did you eat the other 2?
Yeah, I did.
Go ahead and give yourself 2 hit points.
She's not with us.
I didn't lose any, but I just gained.
Well, yeah.
Oh shit.
So no,
No, not
I
max.
was
Like
with you
just
now.
if
Well,
you
it
lost
was like
any.
20 minutes ago.
Yeah, temporary.
No.
Oh,
And
then
you
if
would
you
just
were
be
down,
healed.
you gained
yeah.
I didn't get hit at all.
In which case, you just feel pretty good.
Yay.
Slightly nauseous, but not enough to actually be a problem.
Cool.
Also,
are the
when you
best.
eat this, you feel like relaxed enough that the rest of the symptoms of what you were going through like fade.
Mushrooms are great. You can saute them. Put some well. If you want to die, you need a bad one.
So you just hear me like crack.
You get high, you
You
need
just
a
hear me
bad
crack knuckles. I'm like, oh.
One of them is kind of, you hear when you crack your knuckles the first time, one of them kind of like jerks its head and like just back and forth to each other again. So the Thrag goes, wait, so that thing isn't with you, but you know its name?
Yeah, we met her like a couple of hours ago. She's pretty cool.
Thanks, man.
You're
cool, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're talking in basic, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know Thrak?
Yeah, I know, I do know. Actually, were you guys talking in Thrak?
Yeah,
'Cause
we were.
then
We were
I'll
talking
talk in Thrak too.
Okay, he goes, nice to meet you, I guess, although not in great circumstances.
That's fine. Yeah, you heard
I'm Tomas. I'm the driver of the, I don't know if they told you. Since you're not
Yeah,
Drill.
kind of.
Down.
There's
Drill.
a big machine thing. Yep. We get it out somehow.
Anyways,
I'm so glad I wasn't locked to the same cell.
I don't know what you guys' plan is, but
Well, they didn't take any of my weapons, so I didn't know where I was supposed to kill them. But
Don't kill anybody. I
That's
say
what
that
I like to do.
in common. All right. So here's the plan. From what it appears, given Tomas's experience, they will continue to feed us. Well, you guys. So I suggest that we take this time to observe and rest up for a little bit and see what happens. They seem to be non-aggressive. They seem to have a plan of their own, and we just happen to be caught up in it. And
all right. Well, if that changes, we can just shoot these locks off and leave.
we don't shoot them.
I just brace myself against the back.
So for right now, let's
it immediately crumbles. You fall.
let's be careful about the volume at which we speak and do other things. Nothing to draw attention.
What?
What? Okay.
Yeah. So, wow, that's an old joke now.
Yeah, it
Jesus
is.
Christ. You
Don't
never
worry,
feel
nobody knows.
older until you make a reference that you are very familiar with, and then the people around you not so much, and it's like,
Dude, we know Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
No, not you guys.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I've made that reference, and people are
Oh.
like, who are you referencing? Like, didn't know Little John, much less Dave Chappelle. So, anyways, so some time passes.
So when I suggested that to them, my intention is to rest for 8 hours because I need to not die.
Okay, cool. You go ahead and do that and sort of settle into this
Yeah. So
humanoid blob.
well, I'm not blobby, but like, regardless of what they do, I'm gonna go in the back, sit down, and just meditate.
Cool.
Cool, you want to sit right next to me? We'll meditate together.
I do that by myself.
How's your meditation going? Is it going well?
Yeah.
Have you managed to meditate yet? I'm still trying. I was able to clear my mind for a second, but then I got
I felt
distracted.
great.
Uh,
Did you see me kill that snake?
No, I missed it.
so after a while,
Oh, it could be a trick.
another reptilian type walks in with two more similarly garbed individuals from before. This one has what appears to be like a stone helm of some sort, but it kind of curves up and under, leaving the sides open for its ears.
Are his eyes covered or no?
That's a good question. No, but it is sort of like blinders in a way, you know. So like he doesn't have great peripheral as far as you can tell.
Okay.
But also like if something were to fall from here, it wouldn't like hit him in the eye.
Cool.
And they kind of sis back and forth at each other. And it approaches the cell. And it looks.
Is this happening? How long?
It's been about 30, 40 minutes.
Oh, I'm not even paying attention.
Yeah.
Yep,
So
yep.
you guys just noticed this.
I'm with you.
And it doesn't do much. It just sort of looks at you guys and then looks. And then it walks up to the Thrak, who is still like just kind of in the corner, like trying to figure out what you guys' plan is. And he looks at him and he goes, and then walks off. And then the two guards that came with him replace the two that were there, and those two leave in a very like jerky fashion. Nothing much happens for the next like 4 hours.
Okay.
There's some communication between the guards. It's very quiet. At one point, one of them takes out like some sort of plant and starts like chewing on it. Not quite chewing exactly, more like licking at it because they don't have cheeks to, chew stuff really. After about 4 hours, 2 more show up, replace these 2. 4 more hours pass, the same thing happens.
Just chilling here, waiting for you to, I don't know, think really deep thoughts.
Are you saying that in character?
Yeah.
I don't respond to you.
All right.
I have shut myself off.
Okay.
Well.
So for the past 8 hours, you guys are good.
So like this happens every 4 hours after about like 4 of these cycles.
Well, after 8 hours, it's a long rest, right?
Yeah, no.
So I'm good.
Okay, yeah, I said that and you didn't.
No, I heard the first 2. I didn't know it kept going.
Well, the first 2 were 4 hours.
Okay, cool. So then I should be good now.
Yeah.
And that's what I needed because I want a 9 die. And then with that.
And for the past 8 hours, Chumbawamba has been on repeat. Prepping myself.
Draw the dirt and wait for for someone to decide.
Surprisingly enough,
Yeah,
I have that is now part of my meditation. So like it was so horribly awful and repeating over and over that I just embraced it. And now it's all that I think.
We've broken this poor weird alien.
So I wake up and I'm just like, I get knocked down.
We get up again.
Never gonna keep me down.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So after hours, I will start paying attention to things again.
So it takes about after the 12 hours or so, another like dude comes up with a platter of fungus and water and puts it down in front of each of your cells. And the Thrak immediately starts like kind of.
So I first, alright, so while I was not paying attention, what happened?
A whole lot of fuck nothing.
Nothing at all?
They changed guards, like a bunch.
Okay, anything else?
Well, dude showed up. I don't know. I don't know if you were paying attention at that point.
Home guy.
What guy?
Home guy.
Helm guy? What kind of helm?
Weird looking helm.
Does it look like it was made of the metal that the bars is made of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So turn to Thrak and Thrak. While he's eating the fungus, how do you feel?
I mean, I'm fine.
Good, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'm a little hungry at times. That for some reason they only feed me what feels like every 12 hours. But
all right. You ready?
Yeah.
Here's what I need you to do.
Leaving?
Um,
Finally?
How?
Done here yet?
What is this cell shaped like? Is it a square? Is it circular? Square?
There's like some slight rounding to it, but it's not.
So I look at him and I go, all right, Tomas, what I need you to do is back into this corner. Do you have an extra mace on?
Just the one I gave you. I have my mace.
Oh shit. Any extra guns or anything?
What's your
I have my
bonus for
rifle.
listening? Anyone?
Mine is 7.
3?
What are we doing?
Bonus for listening.
7.
Yeah, 3.
2?
Cool. As you're talking, you hear a lot of like commotion outside, which is still not very loud for you guys, but it's like loud by the standards of the near silence that has been happening.
I look. Can I see a commotion or just hear it?
Are you guys actually that close to the door? I wonder. You can see at an angle like there's movement. Oh, Toby, what have you been doing for the? Oh, you've been asleep. Never mind. All right, so
Toby slept? Cool.
Yeah, Toby fell asleep. One of the guards like napped on top of him. It was
I'm
So-
sitting waiting.
for
Wishing.
16 hours.
I believe in superstition.
Hey, this is becoming a long time. I don't know what's going on in there. I think they killed him.
I'm so worried. Really tired.
Really
I just have to wander back into that mist forever.
Just go to sleep.
Um,
Sleep, Toby.
sleep forever. So, some commotion happens. You can see some movement.
Okay.
And after a few minutes, by the way, if you wanted to continue talking, please do so. And I will just continue telling you what's happening. 2 more guards show up, and then 2 more wearing what appears to be stone armor.
Ooh.
Followed by one last one. Now, these guards, instead of the spears, appear to be carrying like clubs with the stone sort of driven into it. It appears to be some sort of wood, probably from the different plant life you guys saw in the more like poisonous areas.
Okay.
The individual that follows is a reptilian that's a little shorter, but has a large headdress made of scales that are clearly not of this species, and you suspect might be like of the giant snake variety that you guys found.
No.
Cool.
No, fuck off the snakes.
It walks in, and you can see that this one moves with a sort of languid grace that the others like. The others are very like jerky,
Mhm.
you know, like most lizards. They're kind of like, you know, they're very sudden with their movements. This one is a little more deliberate.
Yeah, I don't keep talking.
And it walks up and it looks at all of you, and it walks up to your cell and it looks at the 2 of you, and it sort of, and then one of the guards like, and then it looks at you.
What? Hi.
And then it just turns, and it looks to the 2, and then it steps back against the wall, and then the 2 armored guards step in front of it, and then the 2 guards that are back there walk off and come back with the little block keys and start to unlock your cells,
Oh,
All of them?
that's nice
all
of them.
including the Thrax.
Okay, so at this point, I'm still facing forward because I want to pay attention to this. Then I will pick up my conversation with Tomas again. Tomas, just get ready to run, okay?
He says, I
Also,
think this might be their leader. I saw him earlier.
Yeah, no shit, Tomas, shut up.
if you want, I can make them go in the opposite direction. Probably pretty easy.
Okay.
Kango? You ready to shout?
I just sit there and just like brace myself against the
I'm waiting
wall.
for the doors to open.
Okay. They open, and the guards sort of take up a flanking position.
Kango. Hogan out to Toby.
Looking out to Toby.
Shout out to Toby.
Cool. So I will just pound my hands on the ground and just let out the loudest roar that I can.
Okay.
Toby.
So, can I do a sense motive? Is your goal just to get Toby, or is it to freak the lizard people out?
Both.
Okay, cool. I just know that it's alright. Just make sure I don't. So, yeah. All right. So I'm going to cast Ghost Sound, which can make the sound of like up to 4 humanoids shouting if I want it to. So I'm going to make it do that.
Cool.
But like.
I mean, you've seen me do stupid shit.
Like 30 feet away though, so it really freaks him out.
Okay. So the reaction is instantaneous. They all immediately seize up, and the 2 guards like clap their weaponed hand to their heads, and then the 2 that were already here guarding you guys do the same thing. The king figure with the headdress does not. He sort of winces and then just sort of like gestures expansively. And then another one, which is the same guy that you guys saw earlier, comes from around the corner, and while he's apparently like sissing very intensely, it does not seem to be like super bothered by the noise, and appears to be like kind of in control. Toby, you hear a lot of loud yelling going on, and you see in the darkness the 2 like closest guards immediately like start dashing towards the noise, and then you see a lot of scurrying as people are both running into the holes of the like town, and then guards are running out of the holes.
Wow.
Toby will get killed right now.
So Toby's just hiding?
Yes.
Okay.
Even though he hears his name.
Alright, so...
Yeah, you do hear your name. That's true.
What? Is there also a giant T floating in the sky?
It's me yelling Toby.
Who else knows your fucking name?
So you've been hearing like just like a drop of water, and the occasional, and then all of a sudden, Toby!
Toby!
Oh shit.
Alright. So I'll keep doing that until...
Trouble? Is it trouble?
I put my hand on your shoulder. Okay, I'll stop.
I heard trouble.
And as everyone starts to like get their senses again, the 2 guards of this like figure immediately begin to advance with their weapons drawn and facing.
I'm gonna make my instrument make the most awful noise it can possibly make.
Okay. And I am gonna say that next time we're rolling initiative.
So when are we rolling initiative?
Next time.
Oh.
Oh no!
Right now?
No, shit!
Cliffhanger.
It's okay.
Cave hanger. Wait,
Maybe cliffs and caves.
Cliff Cave Keep.
Yeah.
That's fun to say.
It's fun to say.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, folks, what did we learn?
Shouldn't talk just shouldn't talk. Probably if no one else is talking. It's just very quiet, and that was poor life choices. It's just bad impulse control, but it makes it fun.
Okay.
Code words are not fun.
That is what we've learned, I guess. Okay.
What'd you learn, Toby?
You can take a pretty good nap during God on Couch's DM session.
Oh.
Ooh.
Hey, to be fair, you nap at every game ever.
I do.
You
You
just
nap at
buddy.
most things, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Naps are great, guys. Don't underestimate the power of a nap.
You should have done that earlier so you didn't nap during the game.
Yeah, you could have like participated in the game instead of being an NPC. But
I learned that patience is really important until I run out and get bored.
Patience is.
That was like 15 minutes while we entered the cell.
I mean, like, extensively, it was 16 fucking hours.
Yes, I was
It was
really
actually
bored.
12, but
We had 12 hours. It
I was
12
like
hours.
really bored.
Yeah. So that worked out.
You didn't play like a game of tic-tac-toe with the thrash. Just like...
No idea what that is.
I think Toby was feeling out there all alone. Just...
Probably like somebody that doesn't care about his team.
Oh.
But
First you shoot him, then you leave him.
I guess we'll find out next time what Toby thinks about life. No, we won't. I guess we'll find out next time what happens when a bunch of people yell at the local leadership on Believe It Entertainment's Crit Confirmed. Not next Sunday, but the Sunday after. Keep living that couch life.